ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is a review for The Walking Dead, Season 10, Episode 7. This is called Open Your Eyes, which I guess is a little apropos considering the ending. So this is going to have some heavy spoilers in it, just so you're aware. So if you haven't seen it yet, and you don't want anything spoiled, now you know. Getting into it. Really, this is the Siddiq show. And I really got to say that I think Avi Nash really killed this role here. It's the first time I've really seen him have this much of an emphasis, for obvious reasons. But it really shows his acting chops, and I thought he did damn good with it. So, Siddiq starts up the flashback. You know, he's in the Whisperer camp, and then you kind of get the revelation of what's really eating at him. And so Siddiq wakes up, he goes to the infirmary. Patients are still all over the place. He's trying to figure out why everybody's getting so sick. And so you have a few things compounded here. Now, that being said, there is a big catch here. And you kind of knew something was happening with Dante, the other doctor, and Siddiq. And you could tell there was friction. Something just didn't quite feel right with the way they were doing things with Dante. They would try to make him seem like a decent guy at times, and then other times you just knew that something was fishy about it. So there was a couple of conflicts there with Dante and Siddiq, especially when Dante accidentally killed a Whisperer captive that Carol brought into the camp. And I don't know exactly what it was that they used, but Dante tried to convince Siddiq that it was something that he packed in his own backpack. And clearly that wasn't the case. Siddiq, you know, he's been questioning his own mental health recently and having a lot of post-traumatic stress from what happened. And it kind of evolves here, or evolves rather, that you see Siddiq in the Whisperer camp. He's got Alpha there. And the big thing here is, like, you know, he really cared about Enid. And Enid was there, and of course they're forcing him to watch her getting her head cut off. So that was one of the things that he really, you know, couldn't sit well with. He started having really bad panic attacks throughout the show. It started kind of going with that. At one point he actually jumped into a stream. And I guess he was just going to let himself drown. Rosita came in and saved him. And this is where you get the really good acting here. After that, Rosita and Siddiq are sitting on the bank of this stream or river, whatever. And Siddiq is just saying that, you know, he's just a different person now. Like, everything affected him so much, and he doesn't know how to handle it. And it was really good, man. There was a lot of emotion involved in this conversation piece. And like I said, Avi Nash did really, really well with it. So I was impressed. And of course, the other half of this storyline that's going on at the same time is Carol with Daryl brings back a Whisperer into camp. They're trying to debate what to do with him because Carol did this without anybody else knowing. And Gabriel says, you know, we're going to talk about this together and you're not going to make decisions for everybody, which is essentially what she was doing. And they were a little bit pissed about it. And so they decided that they were going to try to appeal to this Whisperer's better nature, let him see exactly what they've created in Alexandria. That didn't work out, so she starts to torture him instead. Daryl kind of plays like he's helping out, but not entirely. So they realize that this Whisperer is, you know, just sunk down everything that Alpha said, hook, line, and sinker. And when he realizes that there might be a flaw in her logic, because she said she killed Lydia, her daughter, and obviously that wasn't the case. So Carol's idea was to bring Lydia and show him, and that's where Dante, the other doctor, came in with the poison, poisoned him, and that was it. Done. Now, you start to bring things together with these couple of storylines here. Because you find out at the end, Dante was and is a part of the Whisperers. He's planted himself in Alexandria as a doctor trying to help people out. And So Sadiq is having one of his flashbacks. Dante's there talking to him, and then Dante says something to Sadiq that lets him know that he actually is a whisperer. And so there's a big fight there, and Dante gets the upper hand, and it looks like at the end of the show, he actually kills Sadiq. Now, I say looks like because, frankly, this show has surprised us before and kept us guessing before, and it would be cool if they did that, honestly. But it looks like Sadiq is dead at the end of this show. He chokes him out, Sadiq goes limp, end of story. But we've seen people in worse conditions. Look at what they did with Glenn, where it looked like the zombies were eating him alive, and next week you find out it was the dead guy on top of him. So you never know. Carol went to go grab Lydia to bring her back to this whisperer before he died. And on the way, Gamma and Aaron were talking. And Gamma sees Lydia. And so Lydia is pissed off that Carol uses her as a weapon. So, Carol asks Lydia, at some point you're going to have to choose sides. What is it? So Lydia says, you know what side I choose at this moment? Mine. And she just walks off on her own. And so Lydia's pretty pissed off at Carol for using her. However, that does break Gamma because clearly Gamma thought Alpha had killed her daughter. That's not the case. And so she's pretty pissed off, especially considering she had her own sister killed right in front of her. So Gamma just kind of, she has a breakdown because she's bought into all this BS, and now she realizes that's exactly what it is. Another main thing that's happened, and I don't know where they're going to go with this, but Sadiq realized before he was killed, actually just before he was killed, supposedly killed anyway, that the water supply was tainted, and that's why people were getting sick. People were drinking the water that the Whisperers had let the walkers bleed out into, and so it's getting them sick, and that's what's going on. And so Sadiq realized that, and maybe he's got something to fix that now. So hopefully there's a fixation for everybody getting sick now. And that's really what the show was. I really liked Sadiq's storyline throughout this, though. They've been building up Sadiq's storyline throughout the last couple of episodes, and they really hit a home run here, I think. I really liked the execution. I really liked that they gave Avinash a couple of really big emotional pulls in this scene, or in this episode, rather. And I just thought it worked very, very well, especially with the ending. I didn't expect it. And it was funny because, while the whole fight was going on, I'm like, they're not going to kill Sadiq. They're not going to kill Sadiq. Wait, they're not actually going to kill Sadiq. They're really going to kill Sadiq. And that was my whole thought process as that scene was going on. So it was very cool, man. I really did like the way they did it. And it brings back some of that surprise element. I think that that's really important. They're bringing back some of that shock value that you need for this kind of series. So I was very, very happy with it. Thought they did a great job. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 because I really enjoyed myself. I liked the surprise ending. Everything worked. So that's where I'm at with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation. Out.